Hello and welcome to Traumaplicity. My name is Dr. Amanda Helman, and I am an author, cognitive release coach, and speaker. And Traumaplicity is trauma, really looking at simplicity and trauma, taking simple steps to help our brain know that there are positive and different outcomes that can happen when we take one step at a time. And this week, I am so excited to talk about the area beyond grief, which is devastation. And think about it, devastation isn't defined under grief. But when we actually think about it, what happens with devastation? It's an atrocity, apocalypse. It's something like at a detonation of a field of our hearts, of our whole being at a level that how can you even overcome that? And I made this revelation, actually, I walked through this my whole life. I had no idea that beyond disappointment, beyond grief is devastation. And devastation leaves a different part. It really results in barrenness. Think about when something goes off in a field, if you don't have communities left or people, it's a barren field. There's nothing left. Where's the fruit? And so in families and generations, this happens more often than we think. And I'm writing a book called The Myth of the Perfect Family, because a lot of times what we do is we downplay and say, oh, I'm good as a family. However, any family that has something such as toiler spinning or anxiety or different types of mental health, even if there's a continuum, that means that something in our line has caused devastation, grief, disappointment. I would really say devastation is a very low, big barrel hidden of everything that happened. And really, if you think about it, anger is really a lid. I've learned that a long time ago. Thank you, Cindy Sherwood, for all of her journey and the healing journey. But when you take off anger, it's really sadness and heartbreak, but really it's devastation. And what that is devastation to our beliefs, devastation to our hope, devastation to our joy, devastation to our dreams, devastation to our vision, devastation to what we thought it would be like, or we're perceiving that it never will be. We start to take unbelief and start to believe the opposite of what we know to be true. And that goes into even deception. Because when we have devastation, how do we build again? We either build again, but we have no framework, maybe even across generations. Think about generations that have never dealt with the silences, the silent oppression, the silent confusion, the silent identity issues, the silent sexual abuse or trauma that happens across organizations, family lines, within the community. If you have silence, you silence not only the family, but the voices of many generations, and many individuals are walking in devastation, not knowing that it's not just theirs they're carrying, but also their families. And so it's such an important piece. And so that's what I went through 3 weeks ago. I had this deep revelation that beyond disappointment and all these different dashes and heartbreaks in my life was actually devastation. And that was the deepest blow that I couldn't figure out how to shake off. It was this sorrow, this long mourning, and deeper than that, it is like a bomb going off. And people, a lot of times we can act like it's not, or act like nothing's there, or act like we're good. And that leads to hidden pain and emotions that families carry, not knowing they're not emotionally connected. A lot of people do not know that they have emotional disconnect at a high level. We can function, we can perform, we can achieve, we can be a high achiever. We can even think that we're in a good place and not. And so when it comes to devastation, it impacts us. And it impacts anything. And think about life. It actually is, when you think about even the brain, there are the symmetry, right, that we have. Although the left side has a lot more of the organs, which makes sense when people have things happening, the heart, the stomach, the left side really carries the best strategy we can get in our life and in what we do for business. But many people aren't operating there. We're operating in the right side of the body, and really even some of that negative emotions comes there and it really impacts us. And the other important thing to think about is the left side is really family. So when we're having heartbreak or devastation, miscommunication, division in family, and family can be used in different manners of our workplace, of our community, of our family, of our core family, our blood family, other family, when there's dysfunction or really not accurate, not regular function to our design, we can have devastation to what we knew was going to happen. And I can relate to that. And that can be a trauma. Traumas lead to barrenness, and the devastation leads to the barrenness of feeling empty, feeling like what is going to shift. And if we're there for generations where we lost our voice, we lost our dreams, we lost things, how do we build from there? And it is possible. But to release devastation is one of the hugest things that is good for the family, good for healing trauma, good for healing the individual from family residue, essentially, for generations. And so I'm passionate about this because I had to go through it. I had to understand what it was like for decades to now get to this place where I have freedom, like even in digestion, in my thinking, in my strategy, in my hope, in my dreams, and my vision is clear. Clarity is clear. And I believe that for each person watching, that it is possible to shift your brain. I'm a living proof of shifting a brain from depression, from anxiety, from ongoing negative thoughts, from that, and shifting and understanding the family patterns and thinking that had to break, including my own, and shifting the brain and releasing those emotions, releasing those old patterns. And it is possible. It is possible. And I'm passionate about it because I've lived through it. I don't have those same recurring thoughts anymore. And I'm so grateful. And I'm passionate because I want people to know it's possible. It's possible to shift out of something you've always known, but it's different. It's like, what do I do then? What's my safety? What's my comfort? I totally get that. I might not know it the way you do, but I totally can empathize. And so I'm just on here tonight talking about how devastation impacts us. It can be a devastating thing about it really is. And so we can get the fruit back. We can shift. And so I do cognitive release coaching, including and it really is shifting our affect in our brain, our neck, our body, realigning, reigniting our body, shifting us into new thinking that sticks, that will continue and results in personal relationship with yourself, your relationships, and your business, and igniting people in business, igniting them ahead, knowing who they truly are and their true value. And so that's what it is. And I'm so glad you were listening tonight. My name is Dr. Amanda Helman. I love this. I'm passionate about education, mental health, and leadership coming together. I'm passionate about getting to these deep disruptions to the family cycle, the family patterns, the family, really the family in many capacities. So thank you for listening. I hope you tune in to Traumaplicity podcast on YouTube, also on Spotify and across the different podcasts, Apple. Please tune in, show your friends, talk to your friends, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.